big shout out to my stepdad. Like he's the one who brought me off West Ham. He's the reason I'm wearing claret and blue now. To be honest with you, if it wasn't for him, I never would have really opened up to it. But I fell in love with this club, and it's mostly down to him for showing me the way, taking me to Upton Park and that when I was a kid, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Just having a party in the bowling pub and that, and he was there to watch me do it while I was about 8 or 9, just dancing around the bowling pub, getting a shower in Stella. I absolutely loved it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hammers Fans United, and welcome back to one from each team. This is the 7th edition, I think, and I always say it, but I mean it. This is a very special guest because I met this guy online after he commented on one of my videos, and there's a lot of significance to why he actually commented on which video it was. So I'm going to hand it over to my guest, and then he can explain who he is and maybe how me and him got into communication. So over to you, sir.
So your video won it after we done Liverpool. The Scouse Hammer, and I've obviously got a bit of an accent myself, and I thought that was a bit funny.
Just a bit.
And it's one of the hardest things ever. I've got to explain that I've got a Scouse accent, and I'm a Hammer fan. Like, it's every day I always have this awkward conversation with someone every day.
So, can you explain how you are a Hammer? Like, how did that come about?
It's mostly down to my stepdad, I'll be honest with you, because he's from down south, and he's a massive West Ham himself. He used to take me home and away to every game, and I just fell in love with it. My mum wanted me to be a Liverpool, like she raised me up to be a Liverpool fan, and a lot of my family Everton as well. But it just didn't work out. I fell in love with West Ham. I absolutely love the club. I love the fans. And I love where we're heading right now. Honest to God, I couldn't be buzzing anymore, especially with how we are right now. I've watched us go championship, playoff finals. I've seen it all, and now we're here right now. So I'm buzzing.
That's so if you don't mind me asking, are you still up there or are you down here?
I'm actually in Yorkshire right now.
Oh, you're in Yorkshire?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So it's hard. It's hard to get to a few games. I try and get to as many as I can. I'm doing Wolves next week. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. It's the first Premier League game this season.
You're going there, yeah?
Yeah, I'm buzzing.
Okay.
Absolutely buzzing. I think I'm supposed to be doing the Etihad the week after as well. And something else I can't wait. I've always wanted to do the Etihad. And City away, I reckon we've got a good chance the way we are at the moment.
Minus Bonner.
I know, that's tough, that, isn't it? Horrible.
Yeah. So, your story is I mean, you did put it in the comments, and I like that the fact that you must be strong-minded to be from up there, because like I said, it's either Liverpool or Everton. We all know that. And the fact that you stuck with West Ham, like, it's peer pressure, especially at primary school, it's easy to like just go back to one of those teams. But yeah, you stuck with West Ham, man. So you're a true Hammers fan, like a true Hammers fan. And yeah, I'm glad that you came on as well. I asked you, and you was up for it, man. So I really appreciate that you came on, and that's why the internet sometimes can be a really good place where things like this can happen. So, your name? What's your name? Just tell it. And then,
just Cam, mate. I'm Cam.
Right, his name's Cam. Obviously, I'd done the Scouse Hammer, which I just didn't think there was any Scouse Hammer when we beat Liverpool, and this guy pops up, and he is actually a Scouse Hammer. So, as coincidence will have it, boy, he is. So, I might call him the Scouse Hammer. That might be his new nickname on YouTube. But his name's Cam. So, Cam, you've watched the show, obviously.
Yeah.
And you know how it works. So, introductions aside, we are now going to get into your substitutions bench. Are you confident in your squad?
Fairly confident, yeah. Fairly confident.
All right, let's go to your first sub. Which club are we going to first?
Aston Villa, straight off the bat.
Aston Villa. Okay, your first sub. Who and why?
Obviously on the sticks and on the bench, Martinez.
Okay.
Last season, I feel like he made a few mistakes, I see, but I feel like last season he really done well for Villa. He became a favourite as well for a lot of fans.
Yeah.
And I think some people wanted a signature as well. A lot of clubs wanted a signature after last season. I feel like he had a quality season.
Definitely. I know that last season, you know, in hindsight, it looked like Arsenal had made a big mistake because he was performing better than Leno. But you know, this year they sort of Ramsdale's looking good. So yeah, but he's definitely a good shout, and he's definitely a good shout to have as your backup goalkeeper. Which club are we going to for your second substitution?
Brighton.
Who? Oh, sorry. Brighton. Sorry. Okay, Brighton for your second sub.
I have to go Dunk, a centre half. I feel like he's been absolute quality, hasn't he? He's a lot of Brighton's efforts this season has been down to him. I feel like they've had a good start to the season. They could probably get somewhere if they carry on with the momentum we're going. And Dunk's got playing a big part of that. Like,
definitely,
he's got the vision. You know what I mean? He can ping balls forward to whoever. He's created a fair few chances as well for a centre half from what I've seen.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's
sorry. Carry on.
no,
yeah.
All right.
I think I'm sure the last two people that done this, I'm sure they picked him. I don't know if it was both in the starting team. So he's a good shout. And I did say before that, you know, being at Brighton, sometimes you might get overlooked for England and maybe potentially bigger clubs. But I really believe that he's a genuine top Premier League centre back. So
it's a tough one with the England calls as well, isn't it? Because you never know what Southgate's thinking as well, because he chooses some funny ones, doesn't he? He drops a few players for certain questionable players as well.
Yeah,
and I feel like if Dunn carries on the way he is, he could probably make it up there. There's no reason why he can't.
So too. I definitely believe that. So the fact he's on your bench is you've started strong. What about which club for your third substitution?
Brentford.
Okay, who and why?
We've gone for Pinnock. And this was a tough one, because obviously everyone wants Tony, don't they, from Brentford. This was a really tough one. But I feel like he's also played his part in Brentford's way this season, because they've surprised everyone, haven't they? We all thought they were going to be sitting where Norwich are right now. And then they're not. They beat us as well, didn't they? For starters.
Exactly.
And we're not an easy team to beat at the minute. But Pinnock, I think he's just been absolute quality. Honestly, God, I think he's held his own back. He's controlled the defense as well.
And he's a Jamaica international as well, isn't he? Yeah, he plays for Jamaica.
He is. Yeah, that's another reason I picked him as well.
Antonio. Exactly. And yeah, like, you know, he's the first time anyone's picked him, and I do like that on a show where someone just comes with someone new. And obviously, at the minute, you're going more manager mode than some people, because you've got two centre backs. Most people have only got one centre back on their bench. You've picked two. So this will be interesting, because, you know, you sent me a squad and I haven't even done a pre-edit because I was busy. So I kind of, I might remember a few players, but it's good I like to learn it on the show. So yeah. Okay. Which club for your fourth substitution?
Is Norwich.
Norwich. Okay. 1 minute. They've just appointed Dean Smith today, ain't they?
They have me, yeah. Shocking. I didn't think he'd end up Norwich, to be honest with you. I was a bit shocked by
that. So yeah, who and why from Norwich? Because I can't remember who this is.
We've got Gilmore.
Oh yeah, Billy Gilmore. Any reason why?
Mostly just because of how he was last season as well, to be honest with you. I feel like he hasn't had too bad of a start, to be honest. He's created chances this season. He's played his bit. Obviously, Norwich haven't had the best of seasons, have they? But I wouldn't say they're a bad side, and Gilmore's part of that. He's creating where he needs to be. He's in the spaces he has to be.
Yeah. I think he's also another new. Say that again, sorry.
Oh, it was a tough one picking some of these.
Yeah.
Especially from the lower clubs.
Exactly. That's why this makes it very difficult. You know, Gilmore, he's a good player, man, and he stepped up to international football, like, you know, easily and seamlessly, and he's sort of standing out when he does play for Scotland as well.
Confident as well.
Yeah. He's a classy little player, and you know, he's got that Scottish grit to him as well, so he does get stuck in as well. So yeah, and it's another new pick. So thank you for that. Right. Which club for your fifth substitution?
Southampton.
Okay, this is normally always the same guy, and you can't.
Ward-Prowse, yeah.
James Ward-Prowse. Can you just why have you picked him?
It's a tough one against Southampton, isn't there? Because of where they lack. But Ward-Prowse is just, he's absolutely on another level, isn't he? I can see him going further than Southampton, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But it's really a tough one as well, trying to fit everyone into your squad. So it's a good challenge. I read that. But Ward-Prowse, I feel like he's international level as well. I feel like he could really go far.
I think the only reason why I think he might not have moved on is I think they've put a high transfer value on. I've spoke about this to someone else. I don't know if it's 60 mil or something. And if any club is going to spend that, then he's got to get into your starting team, and possibly he won't get into the top 4 team starting team. So you understand? So it's kind of like, they're smart in the price they've put on him, because they know realistically no one ain't going to pay that for him, because he won't get in.
I could see him fitting somewhere like at Leeds, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like, he wouldn't get into our squad, would he? Would he? No, he'd never get into our squad.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a tough one. He's kind of like, he's probably comfortable there and priced out of a move to one of the, someone like Leeds. They're not going to spend 60 mil on James Ward-Prowse.
No, of course not.
And nor will Man City, because realistically, he's not going to start in their team. So yeah, that's probably why he's going to stay at Southampton as long as he does. But he's a quality player, man, and nearly everybody's picked him from Southampton, apart from Budgie, who picked what's his name? Livramento, the fullback.
Yeah, I don't even.
Other than that, everybody's picked Ward-Prowse on their bench. All right, so your bench is looking strong. Where are we going to go for your 6th substitution?
We've got Arsenal.
Okay, Arsenal for your 6th sub.
Choosing a lad from Arsenal was pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. So obviously you've got your Aubameyangs, your Lacazette, but I've had to go for Odegaard just to fill in a bit of a gap.
Yeah.
Like I said, there was a few players I did actually want from Arsenal, like Saka as well, who's hasn't done too bad so far. They had a bad start, didn't they, Arsenal as well, and they're trying to pick it back up.
And they're doing well now.
Odegaard had a lot to do with that.
Yeah,
he's fast. He creates chances. He can find the back of the net.
Yeah,
I think he's got a good ability. He knows what he's doing. And the only reason he's on the bench is because I was torn between him and one of me starting 11. I was really, really torn, and I swapped it. And I think I messed it up when I sent you the squads, didn't I? Absolutely.
So that shows that you was really putting him in there. He was like the new sensation when he came about. I don't know, 15, 16. Obviously, he went to Real Madrid. Didn't quite work out. He came to Arsenal last year, and I think he done fantastic. And then so much so that they've invested 30 mil to make sure he comes back. So as an attacking midfielder, like you said, he scores goals, he creates goals, and in that position, that's what you need. You need someone that kind of does it all, and he's definitely a classy player. And I think is he the Norwegian captain as well? He's young, but I'm sure he's Norway captain.
I'm not sure about captain. I'd be surprised if he is, though. That's a good.
I think he is. I might be wrong, but
at his age, that's incredible.
Yeah. I'll fact check that later on. But yeah, it's a good shout, man. And at the minute, your bench is looking balanced. Obviously, we need a winger or a striker in there, but at the minute, it's looking very balanced. So, what about which club for your 7th? I'm sure is it the 7th sub? It is, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're going to go to again? Crystal Palace. Again, this was a tough one again as well. There's a few players I wanted from here. Like I've seen I think I see where one of yours go for Kouyaté as well, and instantly
2 of them.
It warmed me up, but I've had to go for Wilfried Zaha. Like you said, we need a winger.
Yep.
Zaha. He's incredible in his Zaha. Oh my god, he's absolutely insane. The things he can do with the ball, and it reminds me of watching like the old school Ronaldinho sometimes. I think with the ball.
Yeah.
He can take on a man down the wing. He can track back when he needs to. He can play a ball into the box. Benteke there whenever he wants to pick it up. He's into. I could watch Zaha all day, to be honest with you. I think he's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I agree. When I first came up with this concept, I'd done this, and he was also on my bench. And at the time, I said that I felt that he could have went to any of the big clubs, your Reals, your Barças, because he was literally on fire. I think he stayed at Palace too long, man, and I think he needs to move because he is that good. On his day, he's a world beater, and I think that he potentially should have moved, and I know it just didn't work out for him. But yeah, he deserves to be, I think, at a much bigger club.
I could see him being at like City or something, or
Yeah.
Chelsea maybe. Actually.
So we'll see what happens there, because obviously he went United, it didn't work out. He was young then. But yeah, I think he needs to move. I'd like to see him at a big club just to see how he gets on. But he's definitely a great player to have on your bench. That means you've got 2 subs left, yeah? I am right. Right, which club for your 8th sub?
We got Burnley.
Burnley. Okay, who and why? I'm trying to think who this is.
We've got Ashley Barnes.
Oh, you're laughing. Yeah, that right. This is definitely a first pick, and I need you to explain why. Come on. Oh my God.
It's mostly because he's a bit of a shit house, and he's the best way to put it. I'd say.
Yeah.
I like his passion for the game. I absolutely love it, and I love the aggression from him as well. He does know how to find the back of the net, like we've seen in previous seasons.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about it. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't looked. I'm not too sure about this season. I think he's been on the bench for fairly most of it. But he's mostly just out of passion. Honestly, God, I love him as a player. I think his heart's in the right place. Everything he does. Yeah. And like I said, he can find the back of the net. He knows where to go.
That's I won't say strange one. It's refreshing. When you said Burnley, because like I said, I can't remember. I was thinking, is it Chris Wood, Dwight McNeil, and then obviously Ashley Barnes. I think, oh my days, like Chris Wood is the one that like that's the obvious one. But yeah, I like the fact you've got, and your reasoning as well. That passion, aggression, channeled normally in the right way as well. And he does, I mean, definitely last year, him and Wood had a good partnership as well. So they was constantly scoring goals. So that's an interesting one, but it's a good one.
It's the English boys of Burnley, innit? That's what they have.
Yeah.
That's what they have special. Burnley did. They love the English boys. Sean Dyche
exactly.
special, innit?
Right. So for your final substitution, which club are we going to?
Watford.
Okay, I think
this was a tough pick as well. I'm not gonna lie. This was a really tough pick.
Before you name who it is, who was some that you was considering from Watford?
Deeney started.
Oh, he's gone now. He's gone to Birmingham.
Oh, is he gone? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even see. I'm not gonna lie, but it's mostly just because of that one season, the playoff.
Yeah. He's gone Burnley at the start of this season.
I didn't even know that. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I have gone for Josh King anyway. I think mostly as though there's only one main reason after what he did to Everton.
Yeah.
That was just unbelievable.
Exactly.
But after everything they done to him, and he's gone and banged 3 in there net, and then hasn't scored any other time this season, which is kind of funny.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
It's just the fact he had to go and do that, and he's gone and done it, and that was incredible.
I know that we was interested in him before he went to Everton on loan, and I don't know if he was umming and ahhing or his demands was too high, and then he went Everton and it kind of didn't work out, and I was like, we dodged the bullet there. But yeah, someone else picked him recently, I don't know who, on their bench, and yeah, the fact that he went to Everton and turned into prime R9 Ronaldo was crazy. That's kind of crazy. That's not, and the Everton fans must have been fuming, man. But like you said, has he not scored any? He ain't scored any since then.
I don't think he has. I really don't think he has. Which is the funniest part about it. Yeah, just show off the good or something, do you know? Right.
So let me just put this back because I always forget to. Right. Let's just run back through your bench. So as your substitute goalkeeper, you've got Emilio and Martinez from Aston Villa. From Brighton, you've got Lewis Dunk, centre back. From Brentford, you've got Ethan Pinnock, also centre back. You haven't got no fullbacks, have you, on your bench?
I haven't, no.
Okay, right. Then in midfield, you've got, before you went to Southampton, who did you go to before Southampton? Norwich. Okay, yeah. You got Billy Gilmore.
Yeah.
From Southampton, you've got James Ward-Prowse. Then as your attacking midfielder, you went to Arsenal and you picked Martin Odegaard.
Yeah.
For your winger, you went to Palace and you picked Wilf Zaha. Then you've got 2 strikers on your bench. Your first striker was from Burnley, that was Ashley Barnes. and your final substitution was from Watford, and that was Josh King. So, Cam, you got a strong bench. I know it's hard, obviously, when you got to pick from some of these teams that you would never pick from.
One of the hardest challenges I think I've actually had to do. It's tough, man.
And then now we obviously get into the juicy bit. But before we do, What formation are you playing?
We've gone for a 4-3-3 with
4-3-3. Okay.
With an attacking mid.
Yep. Right. So this is always obvious. Once you tell me your club, the goalkeeper should become obvious. So which club are we going to for your goalkeeper?
We're going Chelsea.
Who we know, and why have you picked this goalkeeper?
We've got Mendy because well, the Champions League finally really impressed me. I'll be honest with you, really impressed me. Champions League final. I think if it weren't for him, they probably wouldn't have won it. Last season he played an absolute blinder as well.
Yeah,
I think he keeps his clean sheets. He's an absolute cat in the net, and considering he doesn't look much really when you look at him, does he? To be honest with you, but his ability, nothing gets past him really, and you do well if you do get anything past him. Exactly.
He's I don't know who it was recently. It might have been Brentford, but I think he got man of the match. Chelsea v Brentford. The guy is you know what? I used to always say it was between Ederson and Alisson, and then this guy came to the Premier League, and I think. You know, aside from Ederson's kicking abilities, which are crazy, I think Mendy probably now is, especially in current form, is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. Sometimes keepers struggle when they come to the Premier League because, you know, it's more physical and, you know, like it takes them a bit of time. Yeah. He's just straight away, he was straight in, clean sheet after clean sheet. Like you said, Champions League final, he made a difference. I've seen him this season make the difference in games. So, you know, like in any football team, a strong goalkeeper is always a good starting point. So yeah, I think he's the best Premier League goalkeeper currently. So for him to be in your team, you've definitely started very, very strong, very solid. So let's go to tell me which club for your right back.
Right back. Yeah, we're going City.
Okay, who is your right back and why?
We're going Kyle Walker. Yeah, and the main reason I'm picking this guy is after the World Cup in 2018 with England. I absolutely fell in love with the man. Every challenge he put 100% into it. He worked his socks off throughout the World Cup as well. And I even asked my mum if she gave me permission to marry him. Like I absolutely fell in love with him. Like I thought he was absolutely insane. He put his body on the line for everything. And he's the one player throughout the 2018 World Cup I can't blame for losing to Croatia because he put everything into it.
Yep. Yeah.
As a club man as well, I think he works his arse off for City and all. I think he's fast, he's strong as well, and he another right back who could find the back of the net. Unfortunately, as much as I love Soufal, he still hasn't found the goal, has he?
Exactly.
He's had some good chances though. He's hit the post in there, but no, Kyle Walker's the man for me. I absolutely love him to bits.
Right. So once again, first time anyone's picked him, and. You know, it took me a little while, not too long, especially when he left Spurs. You know, you kind of, you know, you just pace and all that. But, you know, you see him at City, you see this guy is actually a footballer, as well as all these obvious attributes, as, you know, athlete, speed. He gets goals, he creates a lot of chances, and he's very, he knows what he's doing in the final third, the opposition final third. So he's not just, you know, like a Ryan Fredericks, for instance, who is, you know, he's fast as well, but, you know, he doesn't really know what to do too much with the ball. Sorry, Ryan Fredericks. But yeah, Kyle Walker is definitely a complete fullback, and he can also obviously play in a back three as well as a centre back. So, and you know, England international.
He scored some bangers in his time as well.
Yeah, crazy goals,
some absolute screams.
So yeah, he's definitely a highly rated player, and you know, you don't play so long under Pep Guardiola if you know, unless you're top. You've seen that with Sterling. Sterling's not in the fold now, but Kyle Walker always plays for Pep Guardiola. So, yeah, and like I said, he's a new pick on this show, and
I'll take that.
Great right back. Great fullback. Right, so let's just say for the sake of the video, for your right centre back, which club are we going to?
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
I think we all know this is as well.
Yeah. Okay, who and why?
The big man Virgil van Dijk. Yeah. I think arguably probably the best centre back in the world. Absolutely insane. Obviously, when you think of Liverpool, really, you've got you've got some right stars, haven't you? You've got your Mo Salahs, you've got Firmino, Mane, who hasn't really had a good season. I think Yoss has had a good season as well.
Yeah.
I've had to go for Van Dijk only because, like I said, arguably best centre back in the world. He's absolutely solid. Not much gets past him. I think Antonio done well the other week. If a few of the challenges he won against Van Dijk as well.
Yep.
And I could watch him all day as well, to be honest with you. He's one of them centre backs that just has something special about him. You could just watch him.
Yeah. You know, I described him as ultimately Liverpool's best player. Yes, you got your, like you said, the goals, the people that scored the goals and that, but his impact on the team was even more apparent once he was out. And last season they just about scraped him.
They suffered when they lost him. They really suffered
massively.
They really felt it.
When we was playing them the other day, I was in. I don't know if you know Charlie Walsh from Hammer's chat. I was in his comments saying like Van Dijk is, he's annoyingly good. Like you just can't get past him, man. Like he reads, he's annoying. And even like when it's like, all right, I'm gonna get a quick shot, he blocks that. Like, the guy is class, man. He's quality. So I also believe he's the best centre back in world football. So yeah,
that's what makes me laugh as well. As much as we rate him and as solid as he is, it's kind of funny to think how Antonio made it look a bit easy. Do you not think?
Yeah.
Some of the one-on-ones he had with him. That's a bit funny.
Because we are effing massive. That's why. All right. So, for your left centre back, tell me which club we're going to.
Tottenham.
Right. Who and why?
We've gone Ramiro.
Yes.
I've only gone this guy really because obviously, you've got some other quality players at Tottenham, obviously.
Yeah.
Like Son, Harry Kane, who's been a bit sloppy this season. I think he might have found himself against Albania the other day.
Yeah.
I think he might have found himself again, and especially with Antonio Conte. Maybe he's had a chat with him and something sparked again. I don't know. But I've gone Ramiro because mostly just again out of passion. I think we've seen what he done to Pablo Fornells, and as disgusting as that was, I kind of like that side of football. If you know what I mean. I absolutely love just the aggression out of it.
Yeah.
As disgusting as it was to see Fornell spat out or whatever happened, I'm not actually 100% sure on what happened.
Yeah, because I haven't seen confirmation. I didn't watch it back, but I heard, you just see an article pop up and
yeah,
and
I'm not 100% on what happened, but like just mostly just out of that pure passion is what sparked me.
Yeah.
You know what, this kid's all right. He's a good player. Him.
Yeah. Expressions from Spurs. He always praises him highly. Like whenever he's criticizing them, they lose and all that. This guy sort of seems to avoid that. So I think he rates him as a centre back. So, and I know Tottenham got high expectations of this guy. So yeah, I can't say I've seen too much of him, obviously when he played against us. But yeah, I know that basically he's getting decent reviews thus far in the Premier League. So
I feel like he's someone else who could go far as well. I could see him at a bigger club than Tottenham.
Yeah.
I could see him at PSG fitting him well. I could see him anywhere really. To be honest with you, I think he's got the passion. I think his heart's in the right place, and he looks at, especially against us, he looks absolutely solid. It was hard to get past him.
Yeah,
and he did stick 4 hours on his arse, and whatever happened. But
and then
it's disgusting as it was to see. A part of me kind of like that.
You need that the nastiness. Yeah. So you said like he could go to another club. So maybe we call them stepping stone Spurs. They go there, get an experience, and then go to a bigger club. All right. So for your left back, which club are we going to?
Everton.
Oh, just before, how was my Scouse accent the other day?
I've heard worse. If you want to be honest with you, I've heard a lot worse.
You know what I find? I find it's for me it's easier to do it if I swear. If I say fucking every 5 words, it's easier for me to do the accent. Yeah. Anyway,
when people try and do the accent, I try and put it on myself, even though I've got like a proper twang. And I try and put it on myself, and then like it just sounds horrendous. So
nah, see, to me, my ears now, yours just sounds like a typical Scouse accent, but obviously, it's probably not because you've been, in Yorkshire and whatnot. But to me, it just sounds like
strong, no?
Yeah. Right. Everton left back, who and why?
We've gone Dino, or I'm not actually sure how to pronounce his name. I heard someone call him Digger. Is it Dean?
Yeah, Dean.
Someone
Dean.
called him
I just
Digger.
call him Luca Dean.
Oh mate, I was chatting to someone in work about him, and they called him Digger, and I went, "You what? I can't say that."
Digger D.
Digger, Lucas Digger.
All right. So why? Why have you picked him?
It was a tough pick from Everton as well. Obviously, they've got some star players, but I needed that left back field. I can't have me Robertson. I've got Van Dijk, can I? I couldn't really pick anyone else if I want to be honest with you. But I think he's got the ability. He's a very. He reminds me of Azpilicueta. Do you remember how he was in his prime?
Yeah.
He reminds just the way he plays on the pitch. He reminds me a lot of him.
Yep.
And I feel like he's got a big career coming up if he carries on the way he's going. I could see him moving to a bigger club as well if he carries on.
Definitely.
I could see him at United maybe or City. I could see him fitting in well.
Yeah, it's a good shot, man. Like I said, someone's picked him. He's definitely been picked before. I think he's a classy player. Like, he kind of does everything. Like, he gets assists. He's good at set piece deliveries. Obviously, he's got good pedigree. Was it PSG then Barcelona? Was it PSG first?
I'm not sure, I'll be honest with you.
But yeah, I think it was Barca, Everton, obviously French international. Quality player, man, and a proven Premier League player as well. So yeah, your back line, like I said, I don't know too much about Romero, but I know he is a solid defender. So your back line, including the goalkeeper, is looking nice. So now, are you playing like two defensive midfielders or two deep lines?
Two centre mids, yeah.
All right, so just say for like I said, the video purposes, which club for your right-sided defensive midfielder or centre midfielder?
We're going to Leicester.
Leicester.
Nice little trip down to King Power.
Okay. Who and why?
We've gone for Tielemans, and this was a tough pick as well, especially from Leicester. But I was a bit hesitant on it because at the start of the season he was a bit like, I don't really want to play. I want to move. But I think he's sort of come over that a bit and he settled in well because he's been playing blinders week in, week out since then. He's creating chances big time. He's making the runs. I'm not sure if he's playing box to box at the minute, but I've seen him dropping in deep when I have been. I've seen him committing to a fair few challenges as well, winning the ball.
Yep.
I'd have him in my team. Honestly, God, you can find the back of the net. I think he's solid. Honestly, God.
Have you seen these most recent goals this season? Like some ridiculous.
I have not this season. I haven't. No, I'm not gonna
crazy goals that he scored, man. Like this, the last couple of Leicester games, he scored some worldies, like one after the other as well. So I think Gatesy picked him, and I described him as, just the same way I describe Van Dijk. I said he's like a Rolls Royce. He's like the Van Dijk in midfield. Like, he's classy, and he's got a bit of everything about him, and creates, scores. Obviously, he's playing for Belgium, which is they're still ranked the best team in the world currently. So
on paper, best team in the world, Belgium.
Yeah.
Just can never win anything, can they? Really?
Exactly. But yeah, I like Tielemans a lot, man. I think he's a classy player, and I don't know what's going to happen at Leicester, but he's another one that could go to potentially sort of any of the big clubs in the world. So it will be interesting to see what happens with him and where he goes next. But I'd like to see him stay in the Premier League, man, because I like him. I think he's a really good player. Right. So which club for his midfield partner?
We're coming home.
Okay. Okay. 1 second.
Last little trip down to Stratford.
Right. Who from West Ham?
Kind of obvious, isn't it? Declan Rice.
Yep.
Many reasons I've picked this kid. Many reasons, not just out of heart. Best centre mid probably in the league this season. I think arguably probably best centre mid in the world. He's some of the interceptions, some of the challenges he can commit to. He's the only player I think I can watch, and I know he's not going to lose the ball. He just has the ability. He can drive forward. He finds a pass. He takes that leadership role. I've noticed it in England as well.
Yeah.
Even if he's not wearing the captain's armband for England, he's still telling players what to do, where to go, and he's never wrong, is he?
Exactly.
To be honest with you, he knows his game. He reads the game well. He knows what he's doing, and like I said, I've never felt so confident watching someone on the ball. You should know you're not losing it.
Exactly.
Even he does go into some risky situations. I can't lie. Like, he goes for a little mad dribble back towards his own net, but he's not going to lose it. It's
exactly. Exactly. you know, when I first started doing this channel, he was sort of still a bit new. No, I only started it, but I can't remember what it was. Basically, he was like, I think we played Chelsea, and he sort of tried to dribble out from the back. He ended up losing, and they scored. And I said, look, 9 times out of 10, he gets away with that, and he retains possession. So I'm not going to fault him for, you know, doing what he does, and, you know, someone nicked the ball off him and they did score, because, you know, that's what makes Declan Rice. He's calm on the ball, and generally that hasn't happened this season, but that was, I think, last season where, yeah, he tried to be composed, literally in probably 8 yards from goal, turn out, and I think somehow he lost it. I think he was quite unlucky how he lost it, but they ended up scoring. And even then, like I said, I'm not going to fault him for doing what, you know, what he does, basically.
How long ago with this? I don't remember this. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, man. I'd have to go back through my videos, but I've only been doing this since December last year. So,
was it all right?
Yeah. And, you know, I don't know if he was, because initially, obviously for us, he started out as centre back, and then, yeah, I don't know who it was against. It might have been Chelsea, but yeah, like, and I didn't criticize him for it in the video that I done after. I said, you know what, that's what he does, isn't it? Like, and most of the time it works, and it's good for us that we retain possession rather than just booting it out for a throw or a corner. Yeah,
I seen something yesterday. I'm not sure how true it is, but I think in the past 900 minutes that he's played, he's only lost the ball once. I'm not sure how true that is, but that's an amazing stat. How incredible is that?
That's crazy, and you know,
especially straight from home as well in claret and blue. That's
exactly.
one of ours.
Exactly. You know, that it may well be true, and if it is, it would not surprise me, because, like you said, you've got confidence that he's not going to lose the ball. From a footballing point of view, what price tag would you put on him? Like, take your West Ham hat off and just say, you know, from what, as a footballing point of view, he's young, plays for England, is an England starter now. What would you place on him as a figure that is realistic?
I'm trying to think of it as if I was United and I wanted him. How much would I pay for him? I'd say 120.
I was thinking that as well. You know, I was actually thinking that.
Realistically, with West Ham hat on, I'd say he's probably worth more than that. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But you know what Golden Solly, like, if someone comes in with a 130 bid, they're probably not going to turn that down.
So I was thinking 120 as well. Like, realistically, I mean, it sounds like a lot, but in this day and age, it's not. I always use Grealish as an example. Is that Man City paid 100 million for Grealish? I know they're completely different players, but Rice is a guaranteed England starter. Grealish ain't. Grealish to me hasn't changed City in regard to what Sterling would offer them. He hasn't done it. He hasn't pulled up any trees. And Rice is, I think, 3 years younger. So if Grealish sold for 100 mil, I definitely believe Rice could easily sell for 120, because his influence on the team is far greater, I believe, than Jack Grealish.
So someone like United as well, I reckon they, like, in considering what's going on with Ollie and all that at the minute, I reckon that they wouldn't have lost so many results, or they probably wouldn't have gone 5-0 down to Liverpool if they had someone like Declan Rice instead of Tommy or Fred.
It's true. So
I've heard that loads as well. Honestly, they wish they had Declan Rice right now, and we're just laughing our heads off sitting in it.
So far, like I said, your team's looking very, very strong. Very strong. Now, which club for your attacking midfielder? This is the guy that could have been Odegaard, but so tell me which club for this.
It's we're going Leeds.
Leeds United. Your attacking midfielder from Leeds is who and why?
This is a funny one as well, and I was talking to my brother about this as well, because I was a bit unsure, and even he laughed a bit. He was like, "No, you should have gone Rapinoe." But I've gone Rodrigo.
Yeah.
And the only reason I've really gone Rodrigo was because of the spark I seen in him towards the end of last season. There was just a little spark, and he was in some crazy form, and he was scoring every week. I think he scored 2 against, not sure who it was now. I can't remember who it was. West Brom, I think, actually, maybe. I think he done like 3 or 4-0, and he done 2. And I remember watching that full game going, this kid's incredible. This kid's insane. He's found some sort of spark there, and I reckon if he'd have started the season with the same spark, Leeds have probably been in a completely different position, because he's insane. I rate him highly when he's in that form.
Right, he's another new pick. Now, you said your brother said, because when I sent you the message, had your brother already said, "You sure you don't mean?"
Yeah.
Right. So just for the viewers, when Cam sent me that, I never ever try and influence anybody's team. But when he sent it, the standout one in that position for me would be Rafinha. So I said to him, "Oh, like just clarifying that you meant Rodrigo," and he was like, "Yeah." So yeah, I thought maybe it would be Rafinha. Now, you know, Rodrigo, he came through, and you know there was high hopes for him. He was at I think was he at Barca? I know he was at Valencia. You know who his cousins are, don't you?
I don't know, actually, no.
His cousins are Thiago and Rafinha. You know Thiago from Liverpool, and Rafinha from PSG now. That's his cousins.
I didn't know that. What the?
And those two are brothers. So Rafinha and Thiago are brothers, and they are his cousin. So they come from a great footballing pedigree. I think their dad might have even been someone big as well, a Brazilian footballer. I don't know, or one of their dads, I think. But yeah, that's his cousins basically. So yeah, they definitely got football in their blood.
Yeah.
He's another one. He knows where the back of the net is. I think originally he was actually a striker, and I think the 10 role probably suits him better per se. And on his day,
the main reason was just that spark he found towards the end of last season.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to make a real impact at the start of this season, but unfortunately, he's been a bit. Oh yeah, I don't think he's found himself again yet.
And maybe it's Leeds as well. Second season that they are sort of now, you know, reality kicks in, but they'll be all right. They'll definitely stay up, man. And you know what? Picking him, anybody that plays under Bielsa, they've got if they haven't already got it, they've got to add the work rate, the intensity. So yeah, he's definitely I think anyone from Leeds now is they're going to give you that work rate and intensity as well as whatever other qualities they have. So yeah, new pick, and he's made your starting lineup. So you have 4 more players to go. Let's go to you do. More. Yeah. Oh, 3 more. Sorry.
Yeah, to 2.
Let's go to your right. Which club for your right winger?
We're going Wolves.
Wolves. I think you're the first one to pick him.
I know you rate this guy as well.
I rate this guy. Yeah, I think you know what. He might be the first one, man. Maybe not. No one's put him in their starting team, though.
We're going Adama anyway. Honestly, I love this kid. I absolutely love him. I think he's another player I could just watch all day. I think he's just got the ability, and he's built like a brick shit house, and he's absolutely insane. He's fast. He can take anyone on. He's a bit messy like on his dribbles as well. He can keep that close ball, and he can take it past anyone. I think where he lacks, he just can't find the back of the net. However, I can see him fitting in a West Ham squad, just spotting out that Antonio in the middle. Yeah. Taking anyone on, whip it over to Antonio for that little tapping, which is what he does best. I'd love to see the kid in a West Ham shirt, and I think he could probably be up for grabs in the next couple of windows coming up.
Yeah.
I rate the kid massively. I love him to bits, Adama.
You know what? You've gone up even higher in my estimation because I'm the same, and I feel that if you put him in the right team or the right system, you're going to see a crazy, crazy player. Now, he gets played out of position and he might not always start. I actually think if you put him on, right wing and say that's your position. So in that position, generally, you've only got 1 player to beat, maybe 2. Sometimes he's got to beat 4 players, and then he ended up with a shot that's not great or the end ball because he's done a lot leading up to that. If you give him less players to beat, you're going to see more of an impact from this guy. And I just think, and he's got that pace as well. So
he's
you
so
just
fast.
keep him, it's ridiculous. He's strength, he's dribbling. Like I just think Wolves are not using him right. And I agree with you. I think if he was at West Ham, we would see, the best version of, especially the style we play, man. So
I don't think he'd be on the bench for us, not every week anyway, like he has been this season.
And he would be playing on the wing for us. So like there won't be no wing back or centrally. I just think So he excites me, man. Like I would love to see him in a West Ham shirt. Like
I said, I'm heading over to Wolves next week, aren't I? When we play him, and one of the main reasons I wanted to go was to see this guy in the flesh as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's probably going to be on the bench, but if he gets some sort of game time and I can see him in the flesh, I'll be made up.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to it.
What a player! I rate him. He was in my starting team when I done this as well. So definitely a top player. Right. So you got 2 more. Which club for your left winger? I'm trying to think.
We got Newcastle.
Okay, right. You're the first person to put him in your starting team, but everybody's picked this guy. So who and why?
We got St. Max. And I think it's self-explanatory, really, isn't it? The kid's he's an animal.
Yeah.
His skill is just absolutely unreal, and it makes me sit there think, fucking hell, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
And he's just magical, and he can create any chances from anything, and he just has that spark. Even Newcastle fans get excited when he's touching the ball. Newcastle fans get really excited. With the takeover and everything that's just happened, I could see St. Max saying he's going to be one of the few players that will still be there in 5 years' time.
Exactly. He's another one that he has to do too much for Newcastle, and then sometimes people will question his end product or he runs out of steam. You saw what he done first game of the season. He made Declan Rice dance with him, and then sent him that. Yeah, like this guy is a problem, man. Like when we played that game, I was thinking, fuck's sake, man. Like we keep losing to Newcastle. They've just scored after 5 minutes, and this guy is just terrorizing us again. I think that if he does run out of steam, I just think that's, like I said, he's just doing too much. Like Traore, if you put him, on the wing and he's got less players to beat, and give him the right instruction. Listen, do your skills, do that all day, beat your man, then get it in the box, because I know your striker is. So, like once again, you're going to see a completely different player and a more consistent player. So for me, Traore and St. Maximin on your wings is exciting, man. That's like, and even if you compare it to world football, those two on their day as your wingers is, like, okay, who else would you pick? That's once again is going to be like get you as excited as those two at full throttle. Like, I think those two would be amazing. Like,
it's a sweaty FIFA team that as well. Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. FIFA team. That is exactly what that is, man. That is yeah. Just beat your man.
I didn't realize that either until I looked at it before. I was like, you can have this on the Ultimate Team.
That's what they would do. And the thing is those players. I haven't played FIFA Ultimate Team for so long, man, but. I don't think they would be too expensive. So yeah, they would be as you're building your team. Those would be the two that you'd get in there like for the sweat and just get your coins up. So I'm loving those two wingers. Trust me. Like, right. So Cam, final player is a striker, and tell me which club we're going to.
We're going to Man United. Straight down to Old Trafford.
Manchester United. Who will those two wingers be? 1 second. Who will they be supplying to get you the goals?
CR7 himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. And this was a tough one as well, I can't lie to you. But he was one of the first names into my team. If you go back about 5 years ago, I'd say Ronaldo was the best player in the world.
Yeah,
over Messi. I rate them both highly, don't get me wrong. But I love Ronaldo. I used to have his boots and everything, his little CR7 boots, and that when I was like 15, 16. I don't like to see him in a United shirt, to be honest with you. I think I'd rather he stayed away from the Prem than play for United.
Yeah.
But, however, considering what they've been doing, and he's put a lot of effort into trying to win games and whatever, he's got a lot to do with some of the results they have picked up.
A lot.
He's a threat, and he's a massive threat even at his age now. He's a massive threat.
Yeah.
It makes me nervous when we played them as well. I was thinking the worst. And I'm still gutted about Lingard scoring against us as well, to be honest with you. Ronaldo's made him celebrate, and he didn't want to celebrate, but Ronaldo's pushed him over to the crowd. But I do rate him as a player. I think he's absolutely insane, and probably was one of the best in the world at one time.
I'm always Messi over Ronaldo because I look at the characters, and from what we see, Messi seems more humble, more team orientated. But one thing you can't deny is you have to respect Cristiano Ronaldo. Do you understand? You've got to respect him. His numbers are insane. Excuse me. He's still doing it. I don't think age is a factor for him. I think he's going to carry on at least 2 or 3 years at the highest level. And he's broken every single sort of record going, and he's still going to continue to do that. He's another one that you have to play the right system, because he's not going to give you crazy work rate. If you can say to him, look, stay centrally, stay within the width of the 18-yard box, let your wingers get the ball to you, and let your Odegaard. No, who's your number 10? Sorry, is it Odegaard?
Rodrigo.
Sorry. Let these three supply you. Let them do the work around you, and you stay centrally. You don't want to see him out wide.
He doesn't like to track back, does he, Ronaldo?
No.
You've noticed that for years. He doesn't like coming back. He doesn't like to. Right. He'd rather stay where he is, stay up top.
Yeah. and get you the goals. So yeah, if you play the right system around him, then he's going to continue to get you goals, and he's he's phenomenal. So why would you not have him as your striker? Someone that you know is going to get you goals, and he scores all. He's great in the air, left foot, right foot. Some of the goals he scored recently for Man United, 2 against Atlanta in the Champions League. Well, the technique is ridiculous, and the Atlanta one, I think it was in stoppage time. So most people, they feel more pressure. We're going to lose the game, and he maintains that that concentration on the strike and that. So I think he's mastered his craft, and he's a phenomenal player, man. And you can't deny Cristiano Ronaldo. So man,
there's a reason why he was one of the best in the world, isn't there? There is a reason behind it, and you can just tell by watching him. You just know there's something special about him when you watch him.
Exactly. So that's your team. We're just going to run back through your team, which for me will be it's easier to run back through the starting team because I can visualize it. So in goal from Chelsea, you got Bernard Mendy. It is Bernard or Benjamin? Bernard. Benjamin's from City.
Is it Benjamin? I think Benjamin sounds better.
Bernard. Benjamin. No, what? Bernard, innit?
No, Ben's the other one, isn't it? Benjamin Mendy's the other one.
Yeah, and this guy is Bernard. Is he Bernard?
I don't know. It's hard. There's about 50 Mendys. I've got no idea.
Yeah, right. I can't even remember. But anyway, Mendy from Chelsea. For your right back, you've gone for Man City and Kyle Walker. Your right centre back from Liverpool is Virgil van Dijk. Your left centre back from Spurs is Romero. I don't know his first name. And your left back is from Everton. That is Luca Dean. Your 2 centre midfielders were Yuri Tillemans from Leicester and our boy Declan Rice from West Ham. Playing in front of them was Rodrigo from Leeds. Now, your front 3 of Adama Traore from Wolves on the right, Alan St-Maximin from Newcastle on the left, and the great CR7 of Manchester United as your striker. So yeah, it's a great team. Exciting.
It's a scary team. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't want to go against that.
It's an exciting team, man. And you've picked some new picks as well, which I like. So
that's what I was aiming for as well. So I'm happy I've done that.
Some new ones, yeah, man.
Fresh faces.
So before you sign out, I would like to say once again, thanks for coming on, Cam.
It's been a pleasure.
I've nicknamed you the Scouse Hammer. That is your name. And yeah, like we started speaking maybe, I don't know, a week ago on YouTube, and then a couple of Instagram. And I know you're busy, and as soon as you wasn't busy, you've come on the show. It's now 1:30 in the afternoon on Monday. So yeah, he was very efficient, and he came on as soon as possible. Sorted out his team, sent it over to me. So I appreciate that, man. Thanks for.
That was the hardest bit. The hardest bit was just coming.
Picking
It was that's a challenge and a half. That was.
Yeah.
It was trying to just, like I said, like I think I've seen other people say it as well. Like I wanted Salah, but I want Van Dijk.
Exactly.
I wanted Bernardo Silva, but I can't have. That means I can't start Adama, or I can't have Walker.
Exactly.
It was tough.
It's I love the concept, obviously, and I know that it's going to challenge anyone that takes it seriously. Of course, you're going to make changes, and I'm an Arin, but and at least it includes every Premier League club as well, rather than just the big guns. So yeah, I'm gonna let you if you want to sign out or put your social media. If you maybe you're not like me, you don't really use social media, but yeah, if you want to shout out any social media, shout out anybody, actually, any you might have nieces, nephews, or whatever. Like just over to you.
Give a big shout out to my stepdad. Like he's the one who brought me off West Ham. He's the reason I'm wearing claret and blue now, to be honest with you. If it wasn't for him, I never would have really opened up to it. But I fell in love with this club, and it's mostly down to him for showing me the way, taking me to Upton Park and that when I was a kid, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Just having a party in the bowling pub and that, and he was there to watch me do it while I was about 8 or 9, just dancing around the bowling pub, getting a shower in Stella. I absolutely loved it, and it's all down to him really. It was him who used to take me to as many games as possible when I was a kid, and it was him who he'd buy me all the West Ham shirts and that every season. He even got me a season ticket as well when I was about 7. And I can't thank him enough for that, really. So big shout out to me stepdad anyway, Gavin. Love you to bits, mate.
I love
honestly.
that. I love that. Is he going to the Wolves game with you?
He's not, no, but he's coming to City. He's coming to the
Okay.
Etihad. And I think we're doing Brighton as well at home. He's coming to me with that.
It's good, man. Like I said, it's a great story. I love that. Right, so that's the end of the video, obviously. And once again, I'd like to thank Cam, the Scouse Hammer. I would like to thank everybody that's tuned in. And also, you know, look, Cam has shown that you could easily message me on YouTube if you want to take part in this. You don't have to be a West Ham fan. That's the whole point of this, is that it's open to, you know, all clubs and all that. So, yeah, it's as easy as that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking the video, all of that. And I will see you guys next time. Cam, one thing to say. How do we sign out, my friend?
I don't actually know. I don't actually know. Oh, Irons.
Come on, your man.